Welcome! Hello! Thank you for joining me at my new booktube channel. And this is my booktube newbie tag. So I didn't pick the questions from the usual tag. Those 10 questions, they didn't sit with me quite right. It felt more interviewy and I wanted it to be felt a little more personal, I suppose. I did find a YouTuber, Emma Harris. She did her own version. She did a mashup of several different questionnaires for booktube and came out with 15 questions that I felt was much better suited for this tag than the other ones. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Question number 1. Where are you joining us from? I live in Ohio currently. I lived all over the place growing up, all across the states. Right now it's Ohio, but it is just temporary. We do plan on moving again within like 5 years, give or take. Question number 2. Why did you join booktube? To make friends. I'm a very lonely person. I don't have friends. I just have my family. I think someone with the common interest of books would be amazing. All of you guys. This is a great community and I love it so much. I've been really enjoying what I've seen the last couple weeks since I stumbled upon booktube. I would also like to get more books and recommendations and inspiration of what to read. I've been severely lacking in reading this past year. I read 2 books all year. 2. And that's a shame. That's a big shame. I think you guys can help me with that. Motivation to read, motivation to stay on track, keep me on task. Question number 3. What kind of books do you like to read? Mostly fantasy. I do like sci-fi and fiction and a few others, but fantasy is the primary genre that I prefer. Question number 4. Paperback or hardback? I do prefer paperback. They are less bulky. It's just easier to read them, especially when you're in bed, which is where I prefer to read. Hardback are great for like shelves and displays and everything, but paperback all the way. Hardback are beautiful. I do read on my Kindle a lot now that I have one. There are many advantages to it that I do prefer. I get my ebooks from the library through the app Libby. This is not sponsored. But yeah, I really enjoy Libby. Why there are limited copies of digital books, I'll never know. Number 5. Favorite book. Anything by Brandon Sanderson is my ultimate favorite. I will read those a lot. I love him immediately. He does a fantastic job. I can't pick just one book. Also, Bulgarian as a series by David Edding. It is phenomenal. It is my absolute favorite, and I will reread it to death. So, as a series, those are my favorite. I can't pick just a single book. I don't really read a lot of standalones. Help me with that. Question number 6. What are you currently reading? Funny thing. It's Brandon Sanderson, Oathbringer, the 3rd book in the Stormlight Archives. I do not have it on my shelf, but I do have the second one, Words of Radiance. He does have a new book coming out in that series, Rhythm of War. It comes out in November. I have it pre-ordered. I'm so excited. Question number 7. Most recent book you just couldn't finish. Unfortunately, this would be Artemis Fowl, The Arctic Incident by Owen Colfer. It is the second book of the series. I got through the first one just fine. It was a great whimsical. I loved it. But the second one I couldn't say. I don't remember exactly what it was about it. It was like dull, draggy. It felt the same. Nothing really new. I just couldn't finish it. Question number 8. Oldest book you've read? Probably The Hobbit. Published date, I do think that one was the oldest. I don't remember when I actually read it though. Number 9. Newest book you read? Oh, that one is Conference of the Birds by Ransom Riggs. It is part of the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series, and it just came out this past January, so that one's the brand newest. Question number 10. How many books is too many in a series? I would say it depends on the series, but probably around 10 is a good average stopping point. We do have Percy Jackson, where you have lots of series, lots of books, and I love it. That one, I will read that one forever. All of those in that world, all of those ones. I do believe the next Trials of Apollo book comes out in September. There's a couple of books that are just too long, and then there's some that aren't quite long enough. I feel like 10 is a good stopping point for long series on average. Number 11, buying books or borrowing. Depends. If you have the money for it and the space for it, I love buying. I just love owning books. But without the money and the space for them, borrowing is great, and I don't mind doing that. Question 12. What book or series got you into reading? Harry Potter and the Bulgarian, both those series. I read Harry Potter in 6th grade when I first got the 4 books for Christmas. Later on, I read the Bulgarian, my first high fantasy epic story series that I ever read. I loved it. I don't remember exactly the first time I read it, but I do remember I've never stopped reading them. I reread them all the time. Question 13. Who are some of your favorite authors? David Eddings and Brandon Sanderson. Like I said, I keep repeating them because they are my favorite. They're the best ones. And at the moment, that's all I can think of. I've read so many books, and those are the only 2 that really stand out to me, which means something. Question 14. One POV or multiple POVs? It depends on the book. Most of the time, they're all multiple, so it's fine. If it's just one, it's okay. Like, Harry Potter is just one point of view, and I feel like it's really missing so much information by being that way. But at the same time, it makes sense because you're seeing all the events unfold in the eyes of this child, teenager, and missing information makes sense in that way. It's very interesting. Question 15. A book you can always reread. Well, I just answered that one. The Bulgarian. I will always reread that. A few years in between, maybe. I don't remember the last time I actually read it. It's been a little while. Time for a reread. Okay, that was all of the questions. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this, there will be more in the future. I do plan to do a TBR list video, a video about some of the older books that I enjoyed that I don't see a lot on BookTube, or I just haven't stumbled upon those channels that are covering it yet. I will look. I have not yet, but I will. So look out for more videos from me. I do plan on making it maybe weekly if I can. Finding a filming spot is difficult. This is not going to be my permanent setup. This is temporary. And thank you again for joining me. I'll see you guys later. Bye!